My dad left me $1 in his will. Everyone in the room thought it was his final way of telling me I wasn't good enough. They couldn't have been more wrong. I was always the black sheep of the family, not because I got into trouble, but because I chose a different path. My older brother joined dad's real estate company and climbed the ranks fast. My sister became the company's accountant. I became a social worker, helping foster kids find permanent homes. To my family, I was the one who wasted his potential. Dad never said it out loud, but I could always feel his disappointment. When he was diagnosed with a terminal illness, I moved back home for 6 months. I put my career on hold to take care of him. I drove him to doctor's appointments, changed his sheets, helped him eat, and stayed awake with him through nights when the pain became unbearable. My brother stopped by once in a while. My sister mostly sent flowers and gift baskets. I was the one who never left his side. Even then, Dad never thanked me. He rarely spoke at all. After he passed away, we gathered at the family lawyer's office for the reading of the will. My brother inherited the family home worth millions. My sister received the company accounts and investments. My mother inherited everything else. Then, the lawyer called my name. To my son, Michael, I leave the sum of $1. My brother laughed. My sister tried to look surprised. My mom kept staring at the table. Then the lawyer handed me a sealed envelope. Inside was the $1 bill, a small brass key, and a handwritten note. Storage Unit 14. Tell no one. The next day I went alone. The storage unit was filled with dozens of old banker boxes labeled by year. Inside were bank statements, wire transfers, printed emails, and financial records. One folder caught my attention. It was labeled Start Here. Inside was a letter from Dad. He admitted that my brother had been stealing money from the company for 7 years. My sister had helped him cover it up by creating fake companies and false invoices. Even the family lawyer had helped make it look legitimate. More than $900,000 had disappeared. Dad wrote that he discovered everything 3 years earlier and secretly hired a forensic accountant to gather proof. He couldn't trust the lawyer. He couldn't trust my mother because she'd known about it for years. So he trusted me. He explained that leaving me only $1 was part of his plan. If everyone believed he'd disowned me, no one would ever suspect he'd left me the evidence. Then came the words I'd waited my whole life to hear. I'm proud of you. You spent your life helping people who had no one. That makes you a better man than I ever became. I love you, son. I sat there reading that letter over and over. Then, I hired an independent forensic accountant. She reviewed every document and confirmed every single detail. The following Monday, I walked into the FBI carrying 5 boxes of evidence. An investigation began immediately. For 6 months, I stayed quiet. I attended birthdays, holidays, and family dinners while they joked about my $1 inheritance. They had no idea what was coming. In December, federal agents arrested my brother at the office in front of his employees. My sister was arrested at home. The family lawyer lost his license and was charged as well. The business, the house, and every major asset connected to the fraud were seized. My brother was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. My sister cooperated with investigators and received probation. My mother lost almost everything she'd inherited. A few weeks after the trial, I got a call from an attorney I'd never met. He told me Dad had secretly purchased a private life insurance policy years earlier. It had been kept completely separate from the estate. I was the sole beneficiary. The payout was $1.6 million. My family says I betrayed them. I believe I simply honored my father's final wish. They inherited money they never deserved. I inherited the truth, a letter that finally said, I'm proud of you, son, and a second chance to build the life I always wanted.